There is a moment in every story, a single, definitive point where a character is irrevocably changed. For Walter White, the mild-mannered chemistry teacher from Albuquerque, that moment wasn't a sudden explosion, but a slow, creeping rot that started deep within his soul. When did Walter White truly die, and when was Heisenberg born? To pinpoint that exact moment is to unravel one of the most brilliant character arcs in television history. Let's travel back to the beginning. We first meet Walt as a man emasculated by life. He's a brilliant chemist, a co-founder of a multi-billion-dollar company, yet he's teaching bored high school students and working a second job at a car wash, scrubbing the tires of his former, more successful colleagues. His home life is a quiet landscape of frustration. His wife, Skylar, micromanages his diet. His son, Walt Jr., who has cerebral palsy, sees him as just dad. He's a man defined by what he could have been, a ghost haunting his own life. Then comes the diagnosis, inoperable lung cancer. For most, this is a death sentence. For Walter White, it was a spark. It was the ultimate loss of control, the final indignity. But it also unshackled him. With nothing left to lose, the fear that had governed his entire life began to evaporate. The initial decision to cook meth wasn't born from a desire for power. It was a desperate, clumsy attempt to provide for his family after he was gone. He was still Walter White, the family man, just with a criminally dangerous side hustle. He teams up with Jesse Pinkman, a former student and small-time dealer. Their initial partnership is almost comical. Walt is the brains, but he's hopelessly naive about the world he's entering. He's terrified, awkward, and constantly in over his head. The first time he's forced to kill, with Emilio and Crazy 8 in the RV, it's an act of panicked self-preservation. He's physically ill, tormented by what he's done. The ghost of Walter White, the decent man, is still very much alive, fighting for control. He even tries to find a humane way to deal with Crazy 8, sharing a beer, a conversation, a moment of connection. But when he discovers the broken plate, the intent to kill, something inside him hardens. The murder of Crazy 8 isn't just survival. It's a cold, calculated execution. A new, darker logic is beginning to form. But was this the birth of Heisenberg? Not yet. These were the labor pains. The name Heisenberg first appears when Walt confronts the fearsome drug distributor, Tuco Salamanca. Walking into Tuco's lair with what looks like meth, but is actually fulminated mercury, is not something Walter White would do. This is a calculated risk, a performance. When he throws the crystal to the ground, causing a massive explosion, he announces his new identity. Heisenberg, he says. It's a mask, a persona created to project strength and command respect in a world where weakness is a death sentence. At this point, Heisenberg is a tool, a strategy for Walter White to navigate the criminal underworld. The transformation deepens as Walt accumulates more power and more trauma. The desert ordeal with Tuco, being stranded, watching Jesse spiral. Each event chips away at the old Walt. He learns that his intellect, his chemistry, is a weapon far more potent than any gun. He begins to enjoy the chess game. He outsmarts rivals, manipulates Jesse, and lies to his family with increasing skill. The lies are no longer just to hide his secret. They are tools to control his environment, to bend reality to his will. Many point to the second season episode, Phoenix, as the definitive turning point. Walt is at Jesse's apartment. Jane, Jesse's girlfriend, is blackmailing him. They are both passed out from a heroin binge. Suddenly, Jane starts to choke on her own vomit. Here is the moment of truth. Walter White, the man who once felt sick killing a drug dealer in self-defense, has a choice. He could save her. He could roll her onto her side. He could do the decent thing. He moves to do it, and then he stops. He watches. He lets her die. Why? Because Jane was a threat. She was a loose end. She was an obstacle to his control over Jesse and his operation. In that dark, silent room, as he watches a young woman's life extinguish, Walter White, the compassionate human being, dies with her. This isn't self-defense. It isn't a panicked reaction. It is a cold, pragmatic decision. The mask of Heisenberg is no longer a tool. It has fused with his face. He doesn't kill her with his hands, but his inaction is a deliberate act of murder. He goes home, tucks his own daughter into her crib, a chilling portrait of a man completely severed from his own morality. After Jane's death, the descent accelerates. He allows a plane to crash over his city as an indirect result of his actions, yet feels little remorse. He's not just in the game anymore. He is the game. The pivotal moment that cements this new reality is his iconic declaration. Skylar, terrified, begs him to admit he's in danger. She pleads, "Walt, I'm scared." He looks at her, not with fear, but with a chilling, absolute certainty. "Who are you talking to right now?" he asks. "Who is it you think you see?" "I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger." A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No, I am the one who knocks. In that moment, there is no Walter White. There is no desperate family man. There is only Heisenberg. The name is no longer a pseudonym. It is his true identity. He isn't pretending to be powerful. He believes he is power. The resentment, the pride, the ego that had been suppressed for 50 years finally had an outlet. He wasn't cooking meth for his family anymore. That justification had long since dissolved. He was doing it for himself. He liked it. He was good at it. And it made him feel alive. The final act of the series sees him dismantle Gus Fring's empire, a feat of pure strategic genius and ruthless violence. He bombs a nursing home. He poisons a child. There are no more lines to cross. He has become the monster he once feared. The transformation is complete when he shaves his head not because of chemo, but as a deliberate choice. He dons the black hat. The physical appearance matches the inner darkness. He's no longer the bumbling teacher from the pilot. He is a kingpin, a tyrant of his own empire. So, when did Walter White become Heisenberg? It wasn't one moment, but a series of choices. It was the choice to cook, the choice to kill Crazy 8, the choice to adopt the name, the choice to let Jane die, and finally, the choice to embrace the darkness within him and declare, "I am the one who knocks." The tragedy of Walter White is not that he died of cancer, but that he lived long enough to become Heisenberg, losing his soul piece by piece along the way until all that was left was the empire and the man who built it on a foundation of ruin.